So today I wanted to just give a tutorial of the mini Educator from ecollar Technologies. So I just wanted to tell you guys how to set it up and what's going to be in your box when you get it. So you're going to get a package that looks like this. Obviously it's going to come in like an Amazon box or something. So you're going to open it up and there's going to be a few things. So there's going to be your remote. It looks like that. And then you're gonna have your collar. And your collar you're gonna come with, it's gonna come with some extra contact points. So here's the contact points it comes with. Those are the regular ones. And then there's these long fur contact points. And then you can actually even buy longer contact points if your dog has really long fur. And it comes with this. This is for you to test the bulb to see if you're to see if the collar is working. And then this little piece is for you to take off your contact points if you want to change them out for the longer ones. Okay. And then obviously you have a lanyard for your remote, and then the plug. So this has two plugs, so you can charge both the remote and the collar at the same time. Okay. And then it comes with a clicker. A clicker is a really good thing to train your dog. You can train your dog with a clicker. I train my dogs with the word good or yes, so that I don't have to have a clicker on me all the time. But a clicker is a really good thing to train your dog with. It's very distinct sound, doesn't sound like a whole lot of other things. And it's a really good thing to train your dog with if that's the way you want to go. I just prefer not to carry around a whole bunch of stuff. I already carry around enough stuff, but a clicker is a really good thing. I trained my first dog on a clicker and it worked really well. And then you have the owner's manual. So to get started, so to turn on your remote, or to turn on, to turn on the remote, you just click the on button on the back. This is the on-off button. So if you hold that down, you can turn it on. So hold it down for 1 to 2 seconds, you can turn it on. And as you can see on the front there, you can now see that it's on. Okay? Now to turn on the collar, this is actually a really unique feature. So you take this little red button, so there's a little red button right there, and there's a little red button on the remote, okay? So you're gonna take the collar and the remote, and you're gonna put them together. Put the red button to the red button, and you'll see that this has a green light that turns on, okay? So when the green light is on, that means that you know it's on. And to turn the collar off, you once again put the red button to the red button, and you'll see that there's a red light that turns on when you turn it off, okay? And you want to turn your collar off every time you're not using it, just to reduce power, just to save power. And you can also plug it in every night. I plug mine in every night. You just plug it in every night that you're using it, because it does have a lithium battery, and so you don't want it to get ruined by using it until it's all the way uncharged. Okay, so to set up the remote. So the remote is pretty much already set up when you get it, but the way that it's set up is not how I like to set it up. So it's set up, if you look on the back, there's this MC button. So that means momentary and continuous. And if you look on the front, when you first get it, it has an M and a C. I don't know if you can see that, but you have an M and a C on the front right there. So that means that this button, the black button, is set up to momentary. And that the red button is set up for continuous. And this T button, that's for, that just is for vibrate or tone. So it's for vibrate or tone. So we're not gonna worry about that because I don't use vibrate or tone very much. I mean, it's automatically set up to tone and vibrate. You can use that on some of your dogs, but on some of your dogs it's actually going to be very jarring for them, even more so than the stim, as you can imagine, which is kind of weird. But sometimes when my dog won't listen to me, I will use the vibrate. But the problem with the vibrate with this with this collar is that the vibrate only has one setting, so you can't turn it up or down. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I don't really use the vibrate very much because it is so unsettling for my dog. Okay, so it's already set up on momentary and continuous, but how I like it is I like this one, I like it to be always on continuous. So I use momentary, but when I use momentary, I actually just click this down and back up, down and back up, down and back up. If I want momentary, I can just make it momentary by clicking it, right? So there's really no need for a momentary. So to change it to all the way continuous, I'm going to click this momentary button, the MC. I'm going to click it once. So now as you can see on here, it's momentary. Now this button will be momentary, and this button is actually going to be boost. So boost is where it will go up from a lower setting to a higher setting. So and then to change it from momentary, now it's completely momentary. To change it to continuous, we're going to press this MC button again. And then as you can see on the front, it just says C for continuous. So to switch between momentary continuous to complete momentary to complete continuous, you just keep pushing this button on the back. So I just want it on continuous all the time. So I'm going to turn on my collar. Red button to red button. And it shows a little green light. So I can see it vibrate. You can hear it vibrate. And then it's on continuous, so I'm going to press the black button. As you can see, I can hold it down. It's on continuous. It'll only go for 10 seconds. So if you hold it down longer than that, it will stop the stim. And then this one is boost. So when you get your ecollar, it's actually already set up to 5 boosts. So if you look at there, right now I have it on 4. And then it goes to 9. So it's already set up to boost. So you can set up to boost more than that, but with the ecollar training that we do on the low level stimulation that we use, we don't want it to boost more than 5. That's pretty good for our boost. And then you can lock it in place. If you want to lock it in place, you can lock it in place by holding that down. So that means that it won't go above or below 5. So now I can, below 4. So now I can move it up and down, as you can see, and it's staying on number 4. So that's if I put it in my purse or if I do something like that, it can stay on 4. I don't really like that feature. I usually just keep it how it is. Okay. So the last thing that we're going to learn is the lights on and off. So this thing actually has a light, which is really nice. If you push the on-off button, quick time the light turns on. So we have it on, so it's on. And then if I quickly push the button, this light will turn on. So you can't see it because it's light out here. The light's blinking like that. So it just blinks once. And then if I push it again quickly, you can see that the light is completely on. And then to turn it off, I just push this again really quickly. So that just blinks, blinks. And then if I want it on all the time, I push that and then off. So that's really helpful if your dog, I live on a farm, so it's really helpful. My dog wasn't completely ecollar trained, and so we would use that so that's really helpful, so you can find your dog at night. If you go on a walk at night, you can have the light on. So it has various uses. If you want to find your keys at night and you only have this collar, you can use that. There's lots of different uses for it. Okay, that's pretty much it. So now we have it set on continuous. And once again, you can change that by using the MC button on the back. And we have it on boost. So this one's continuous. So continuous, it says on, off, on, off, on, off. And if I want it momentary, when it's on continuous, I just click, 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 right? So that's pretty easy. So we don't need the momentary and continuous. But if you want to use it, you sure can. And then the red button is just our boost. So it's gonna go from 7 and it's gonna boost 5. So that's if your dog's like chasing a rabbit, or if you need to give a correction for a certain behavior that's above the working level, then you can boost it. Or you can just hand boost it with a little nozzle here. So you can quickly go up and down. Alright, I think that's about it. It does have a 1 mile radius, or half-mile radius, which is really far. But to get that half-mile radius, you want to hold it high up in the air. Or if your dog is pretty close, like my dog's really close right now, I would just hold it down. It doesn't matter. But if you want to get the most out of the radius, or if we live in Hawaii, so there's a lot of foliage and things like that. There's a lot of, it's hard to get that transmitter, so lots of times I will hold it up and it gets better transmission that way. So to fit the collar, you want the collar to fit snugly right on the side there, right on that side or that side of the neck. And if your dog has a long fur, you want to use those long fur contact points. My dog has kind of medium fur. It's long fur, but it's not very thick, and so I just use the regular contact points with him. So you want to fit it snugly. So as you can see, it's fitted snugly right here on this side of the neck. So very snugly. I can fit 2 fingers in there, but it's pretty tight. So I can fit 2 fingers in there. And then his prong collar is going to be right below that. So if you're using a prong collar, or sorry, if you're using the prong collar and you're training with the prong collar, you want the prong collar above it and then the e-collar right below it. Okay? So pretty easy. And then you can cut off all this excess, or you can just fold it in like that if you're just using the e-collar for training and you're not going to leave it on for too long so that it doesn't get annoying to your dog. And then these little buckles here, the little silver buckles, you can actually just cut those off. So those aren't important for the training. And you actually never want to have anything connected to those that's going to put any pressure on those contact points. Okay. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to work on with Aiko is that we're going to work on introducing this collar to him and finding his working level. Until next time, you can contact me on hokucaninetraining.com or hokucaninetraining@gmail.com. All right, and that's the introduction to our e-collar and how to fit it and how to set it up.